Happy Saturday, everybody. Super random last minute live. Today is December 22nd. What are you up to today? I just wanted to share some messaging with you in regards to the holidays, some tips and tools and tricks, so to speak. There's really no tricks. It's putting it into your awareness so you become more aware. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell is healthy and well. How are we doing today? Happy Catterday. I call Saturday Catterday. Yeah, cat gets a little extra love today and attention because we're home a bit more. And so I just wanted to jump on and see if I could answer any questions for you. I'm just going to put my earbuds in because somebody else is vacuuming right now, which I'm so grateful for because it's not me doing it. And then we'll continue. So it's Saturday. It's 2 days before Christmas. And there's a lot going on. So originally I was talking about the 12/12 portal and that running through until the end of the month. I can tell you it's still very much active. How do I know that? I can feel it. And so I've managed to come to a place of inner standing. So standing with, I'm not understanding. So I'm not under any understanding. I'm inner standing within myself. What the ability to connect deeper with myself and deeper with mind, body, spirit, right? So when we get to that point, it's really, really, really beautiful because I'm just the observer. So I'm not the one speaking. I'm not the one thinking. I'm the one observing that. And when you come to that place and then you observe others' actions and their words and maybe their opinions, which will often come out in words, you have this beautiful opportunity to not react. So if you just hold back and you wait and you respond, even if it means biting your tongue a little bit during the holidays, then you will find life a little bit easier to manage. And so a lot of people at this time of year, you're spending more time around family. Sometimes you have some alcoholic drinks and words seem to flow easier, and you may say things that you wish you wouldn't have said later on. So it's a beautiful opportunity as we hang out with those that maybe trigger us to be able to be that observer and to bite our tongue a little bit and wait and respond to things versus reacting. Because when we react, we're actually opening up our energies to be giving them away, but also to be drained. And so I'm very protective of my energy because my energy is mine. It's my currency. My health is my wealth. It is the most important thing we have is to make sure that we stay healthy in mind, body, and spirit. And so I'd be curious to know if you guys have anything that you do to keep to manage this. Things I do that really, really help is I make sure I drink lots of water. I have my cocktail, which is lemon juice, turmeric, ginger, all cold press, so to speak, slow squeeze. And then I add water and cayenne pepper and regular pepper. And so I've been doing that for 4 months now. And I'm very religious about it in a way, religious meaning repetitive, in that I enjoy it. And I keep getting told, keep going, keep going, keep going. And what's happening is my hair is getting darker and even some lighter brown coming in. My energy is younger, inflammation goes down, and it allows your body to innately do what it needs to do. And so I also do intermittent fasting with that. So I break my fast a little later than most. Sometimes I don't eat until dinner. This morning I've already just eaten, so I broke it a little early, but I'm going to go mountain biking shortly. And I wanted to make sure that I had all the energy. Hi, Arlene. Nice to see you. Yeah, just super impromptu. Go jump on. Go have a chat with everyone. The other things I do is I make sure I get sleep, even if I don't sleep through the night, because there's a lot of energies going on right now that are. I wake up a bit. I will have what I call a napadation. I'll go and lie down, and I don't always sleep, but I can meditate, and that is a reset or a rest for the body as well. You can go for a walk in nature, do an active meditation. If you have a really busy mind, it's a great way to do it. Today I'm going mountain biking, and for me, that's an active meditation because you're not thinking about anything else except exactly what you're doing because you need to be in tune, not just with the bike, but with the earth and paying attention to what you're doing so that, yeah, so that you're safe, so to speak. Yeah. And I always in flow state is what I like to call it. And so often music can help, frequencies. 432 hertz is a beautiful healing frequency. You can find tons of those on YouTube. I've got a bunch of guided meditations on YouTube as well, working on your energy centers. If we look at the body, there is within us, there's all these nerve endings in specific locations. And so there's scientific behind the chakra thought pattern, so to speak, those energy centers within the body. And when we have those balanced, activated, and we're grounded because we're electromagnetic beings, means that we can be grounded, but also connected. And when I say connected, as above, so below, and you may have heard that. And that way I'm able to connect with, I like to call it my higher self, because our entire soul can't fit in this avatar, so to speak. And if it's really confusing in what I'm saying, put it in the chat and let me know, because I'm happy to step it back a bit. But I'm just being guided to share some ideas. Anyway, so once you are in this state of balance and I don't have those invasive thoughts anymore, my monkey mind is quiet. I've reprogrammed my subconscious. I took a freedom from self-sabotage course, and it was like, oh yeah, got it, get it. I observe things now. I can watch a movie and see all the subconscious programming within the movie. I don't listen to the news because that's all programming as well. I don't watch most movies because most of that is programming as well. They're seeding your subconscious for outcomes that they would desire to have happen. And so once your subconscious picks up millions of pieces of information per second, and we don't even realize it, we're not conscious of it. Like, think about when you go driving and you're like, oh, how did I get here? Right? Like you're on autopilot because you've done it so many times. And so it's nice to be more conscious of what you're consuming. And so over these holidays, and conscious of your conversations, conscious of the words you say, the actions you do, the thoughts you have, because that is actually manifesting your reality. So if you don't like what you're getting, it starts with an inside change. And quite often during the holidays, we hang out with family that might trigger us. And I always say, oh, triggers are awesome. What do I need to look at? Why was I triggered? Because you can't control somebody else's reaction. You can only control your reaction, your words. You're right. So this is the most important part of this, is to, in order to preserve your energy, is to be able to realize that they're programmed. They're just programmed. This is a habit for them to be this way, to operate this way, to try and tell you how to do things or what you should be doing, to have their opinions influence you because that's their belief. And if we go back to why we have these beliefs, it's everything from ages, from when you're born until the age of 7 is your subconscious programming, and your subconscious only knows you. And so this is true for everyone, parents, right? Grandparents. So however they were influenced in their lives, this is how they operate. And, it's only at this time and place over the last, I'd say since 2012, have we had this really big shift happening of people becoming more aware and observing their reality in a different way. And the beautiful part of this is that it's much more open now to break your programming and break free from your programming and install new software, so to speak, right? So if your mind is the CPU and the subconscious is the programming, you can reprogram that. And your subconscious is really meant to keep you safe. So every time you try and do something a little bit different or out of the norm, it's going to give you a sense of maybe fear, anxiety, because that fear or anxiety, it's trying to keep you safe. But when you break past that and you get to the other side and you keep doing that, all of a sudden it's like, I know what that is, right? And if these emotions are just energy in motion, they come and go like the waves of the ocean. And hi, Meadow Lab, thank you. That's so lovely. Appreciate that. Um, if we can sit with those emotions and try and get to the root of that emotion, where did it come from? Is this from childhood? Is this from a relationship? Is this from an incident that happened that you've kind of stuffed down, right? So energetically, we trap these emotions in our body from events and trauma events that happen in our lives. And I've come to believe that the most spiritual people have the most trauma. We chose it that way because those were your biggest trauma, and your biggest trauma in your life is your biggest gift. Because once you overcome that, then you're able to be a bit of a beacon of light for others to share and help them overcome what they need to overcome. There's a really beautiful time right now through this portal time of going inward. And so the winter solstice is about, it's dark, go quiet, go inward. What do you need to look at? Because when you shine light on the darkest shadows, it'll illuminate so much brighter. And so we shouldn't be afraid, because once you do this once or twice, it just becomes, oh, I know what to do here. I know how to shift my reality. I know how to break through this belief. Oh, this is such a gift. And when you see it as a gift instead of being afraid of it, you're like, all right, I can handle anything that comes at me. I've survived until now, right? I made it this far. And the more you realize that, the more you start to control your reality, because it's a projection. These eyes are more of a projection than they are consuming. So if you can realize that you're projecting your reality, that every trigger you bring on is to show you something. It's happening for you, not to you, right? We all say, oh, that person did that to me. Well, that's playing the victim mentality. And if you're playing the victim mentality, you're going to have a hard time shifting. So we want to make sure that we take responsibility for our reactions to these things. And if you can look at it with childlike wonderment, oh, I was really triggered by that. What is that trying to show me? So I encourage you over the holidays to just be a bit more of an observer. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room vying for that attention. You can be softer, and you can just observe what other people are saying and doing. And you might have a new perspective, right? And if you're one of those that struggles through the holidays and feel loneliness, Arlene, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that you struggle with that. It becomes quite amazing to just observe. And so I used to be the loudest person in the room and take up space. And now I'm holding space, and I'm much, much quieter. And holding space just means that I'm preserving my energy and allowing everyone else to have their experience. It's not for me to impose what I believe somebody should be behaving. They have own free will. They have their own beliefs. I can talk to anybody about anything, and I'm like, awesome, you have your beliefs and I have mine. And so we can mutually respect each other, even though we don't agree. So this time of division and judgment really needs to get out of the way. So no matter what the discussion might be at the dinner table, I encourage you to observe and not absorb. And don't be afraid to say, oh, I have a different perspective on that. May I share? And just say, even though you might not like my perspective, I've allowed you to share yours. So let me give you another perspective on this. And so quite often I will start with a conversation, especially around wars in the news. I'm like, don't you notice that the news is always like fear porn? It just seems like it's always fearful and there's so much negativity. Said, what if you know how they do this in the movies and they show you what they want to show you? I kind of feel the news is like a rolling movie of fear. And so I'm just very gentle, very kind, very loving with it. Yeah, absolutely. Metal Lab says silence is gold. It took me time to get there. I now enjoy the silence. So do I. Yeah, there's a spot within you that is just that beautiful space and silence. And so I encourage you to just observe, try, see what you can do. And don't be worried. Many times I've been triggered and I react versus wait and respond. But, with practice, you get better and better at it. And this actually, the silence is gold part. If you find that you're lonely during this season, do you have some friends you can reach out to? We'll be doing some lives. I'm live today at 3 p.m. We'll be on here, wherever you're watching from. I think a couple on Facebook and some on YouTube. And so we'll be live here today at 3 p.m. with Ashala, who does tarot reading, and Norma Jean. And we'll be doing a live from about 3 to 4:30. And then tomorrow at 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve, I'm live again. And I'm coming in to share with people. And so if you're one of those people that feels a bit lonely, come join us. And we'll talk about how, you're never alone. You've always got yourself. And if you're the one observing the thinking, you have a conversation in your head and you can go back and forth, back and forth. Well, you're the one observing. You're not the one, you're not your mind. That's not you. Your mind is meant to be making up these thoughts. You don't have to attach to them too, or put facts to them. In fact, I have a thing called the fuck it bucket. And when I have a thought that I don't like, I will flick it into the fuck it bucket. That's not my thought. Boom. Right? Because I can observe it and go, oh, I'm not attaching anything to that. And so gone. And so when we realize, and generally those thoughts are from whatever you're witnessing, whatever you're taking in and consuming, will come back and be part of your reality, so to speak. So that's why I'm very careful about what I'll consume. Yeah. Your time zone mess in Serbia. So it's 10:52 a.m. here today. And so in 4 hours, we'll be live. So if that helps you out, okay? All right. And so you're never lonely because you really always have you. And when you realize that and you come to love yourself as you are, work on your triggers, work on your traumas, work through them per se, then you come to this beautiful spot of like, I really enjoy my own company. I'm never alone. I can have thoughts and go play and do something fun or active all by myself, and just, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's like just a beautiful spot to be in. And so I actually cherish my time alone because I run a couple businesses, so I don't always have a lot of alone time. And then, it's super lovely to just be able to go quiet and just to be, it's very, very freeing and also very healing for the body. And so quite often I'll just start by running white light through my body. And the little cell song I sing at the beginning I sing it every day. I'm growing younger every day. Yeah. Arlene says, I need help to deal with past traumas to ascend, I believe. You're ascending anyway. Everybody is. And it's not like, oh, I'm done now. I've ascended. No, what will happen is you will continue to have things come up. You will continue to see things come up for you to look at and observe and shift. And sometimes it's yours. Sometimes it's lineage. Remember, you came out of your mother's womb. Your father helped to add to that. So you've got this DNA mix and you've got your entire ancestral line there. And so there's a lot of trauma in ancestral lines. So it's a process. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's just being willing to sit with it and go, is this mine? So I can even be walking around and suddenly feel anxiety and go, that's not mine. Whose is that? And I'll send it away. So the first thing I do when anything's coming in, I'm like, is that mine? Quite often I do work for the collective, especially when I'm doing plant medicine. So the mushrooms that I enjoy doing once in a while that have really helped me. And it's quite interesting because I've done a whole entire collective purging through that. And it was from free will, right? And so it was not purging puking, but tears and snotty nose and a full body clean out, all of it. It was quite amazing. And if you are struggling and you do have anxiety or depression, the microdosing of the mushrooms, I've got people around the world right now taking those, and then we've got them in a special group so we can communicate together, but quite phenomenal, the shifts, and quickly, like instantly, right? Addiction, And because they come from Mother Nature, it connects you more with Mother Nature as well, which is, we are Mother Nature because everything we consume, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, all comes from nature. So it's really important to remember that. So does anybody have any questions? I didn't want to stay on here too long. I just really wanted to encourage everyone during the holidays to become the observer and to realize that, you're not your thoughts. You're the one observing that. And you can reprogram your subconscious. And just to send you lots of love, because that's what I do. And I operate more from here in my heart space. And I always ask, because love is not an emotion. Love is a state of being. Right? It's how you operate. And before you said anything, is this are these loving words that I'm going to say? And if they're not, maybe hold them back for a little bit. You can also journal and write out everything that's bothering you and bugging you. And then you can burn it and just go, I release this. I know this no longer serves me. I'm releasing it to the ether. And that'll happen. Absolutely. Yeah. And Arlene, if you wanted to deal specifically with some traumas, we do group healings once a week. It's either on Saturdays or Fridays. And if you go to the Adventures for Connection .ca website, here, I'll put it up. And Arlene, hold on, I'll do a little work on you right now. .com, sorry. There's some free weekly healings in there as well. You can book privates. All right. So let's help Arlene here. Anxiety is really affecting me. I deal with health issues as well. I recently had a stroke and also recently lost a brother and a sister less than a year ago. So I'm just feeling I need help, maybe one-on-one. Absolutely. So I don't know if this is relevant for you, but I will share right away that we come in as souls. And when we come into this avatar and you're not speaking your truth, because my throat's acting up all of a sudden, don't be afraid to speak your truth, even if it's just saying it out loud. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thanks, okay, Arlie. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm just going to tap into Arlie a little bit. So speak to your brother and sister. They're around you. And the health issues are coming from traumas. So what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of? And then maybe you can actually write those out and burn those, right? What do you need to let go of so you can start to release that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Arlene, thank you for sharing that. Thank you very much for sharing that. Okay. So before we come into this lifetime, we chose our path, we chose our family. And so if you can remember that, whatever happens to us in childhood, and this is why my throat's acting like this, because you can't let it go. And so what I would love for you to do is realize that in past lives or other timelines, we've all been evil, dark, other side. And if you chose this, there's something that you needed to learn from this. And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's not painful. I'm just saying in order to move past it, what can we do? Oh, awesome. I'm glad you did that. What can we do? And I'm getting that you're not very grounded at the moment. So can you go and get outside in bare feet, or can you hug a tree if it's winter there and there's too much snow? I get it. What can you do to feel more grounded? And I've got some meditations on YouTube around that as well. If you're able to watch those guided meditations, that would really help. I do have quantum healing, Reiki, and I get a whole bunch of other stuff that comes in. And I'm going to show you something. Yeah, you can ground on grass again. Awesome. Go sit outside and ask for nature. Please take away what no longer serves me. And don't be afraid to sit in the anger, the frustration you feel about the situation that happened to you, so that you can let it go. It's time, in order for you to let go of your health issues and your anxiety, this is going to be game changer for you, is to be able to let that go. And see, it's really working my throat, and that's okay. So what I recommend you do is go chat with Mother Nature and ask to take away, and really sit with that feeling. And if you need to scream and cry, that's okay. But if you can observe the situation rather than reliving the situation, and just observe it from an observer's point of view, that traumas that's happened to you, and realize that you're still here, you're still safe, you're still good, you're okay. We've made it this far. It's time to let this go now. That inner child is now safe. And you can talk to her. It was really fucking horrible what happened to us. But we're okay now. We're free now from this. We don't have to suffer anymore. And you will find that your health will get better, because these trapped emotions need to be released. And yeah, absolutely, I'd be really happy to work with you one-on-one with this. And yes, this is true too. And you could do the Ho'oponopono prayer. Yeah, don't be sorry. Yeah, and here you can draw the clockwise. And yeah, absolutely. 100%. Works really, really well. I just grounded her, so absolutely. But I don't want her having to rely on me for grounding, right? Everybody, we're electromagnetic beings, and the earth is magnetic. So we're very connected to earth. The sooner we all realize that, and realize that these climate changes are really earth expressing herself, that she's shifting energies and claiming back what's hers, the better we'll all be as well. All right. So in closing, Arlie, I would reach out to me either through the website or one-on-one, and we'll get you connected. See if you can catch this evening's video. There's going to be a big conversation around the words we use. In the beginning, there was the word. So there's a quite a bit to that. And of course, Monroe, Norma Jean has a lot of info on that. And then Ashala will back it up with some tarot and share her wise words as well. We're here to empower you to become the best version of yourself. We're here to be a beacon of light for those seeking to shift their reality, because now is the perfect time to do so. I'm going to wish you very happy holidays. You're never alone. I'm always here. Reach out. Yeah, you're in Florida. So Arlie, you are 1, 2, 3 hours ahead. So it'll be 6 p.m. 6 p.m. It'll be on the Freedom Broadcast channel on Rumble, and then on my YouTube and my Facebook as well. So, and it's Soul Tribe. So it's for you guys. We're here for you. All right. Sending lots of love. Have a beautiful day and happy holidays.